Everyone, I'd like to thank you for making the trek up here to Angel Fire. Appreciate it. My name is Julie Callahan. I am the Chief Procurement Officer and Grants and Project Administrator. We have Chief Jason Vance, our Fire Chief. Rocky Lira is our Projects Director. This project is for the RFP is for the construction of a prefab metal building that we need erected and finished out. And I'm gonna let Mr. Vance, Chief Vance, discuss the specifics of his building. We do have copies of plans for you to look at up here and back there. There are attachments that I have printed out, because I know it wasn't in the original link, and I did post those back up on our website, but I have attachments for acknowledgement form, transmittal form, a copy of the sample contract, and reference form and campaign contribution form, and copies of the RFP and a smaller set of plan sets. So I'll turn it over to Chief Vance.
I'd like to echo, thank you guys for coming. Who would let in another individual?
Yes.
I'd like to echo Julie's remarks. Thank you all for coming, making the drive up here. We understand it's not always easy to make it up to Angel Fire. So for those of you here, thank you. We'll start off by addressing some of the access to the plans. Our preferred method that you guys are able to access the plans, that you go to the village site that we have pulled up here. It's www.angelfire.nm.gov. Most things can be navigated from there. You should be able to find it. If you go to the correct page, this is the page that you'll want to end up on. It looks like this. Scroll down a little bit here. We have access to a full set of the plans. I don't know what I just did. This will be your bids and proposals, all current bids and proposals. And fire station construction. Once you click on that, you should get to this page. Plans and specs available. There are some other accessory documents here. The scope of work and the project phase plan. I'll pull that up in a moment. But here's where the SharePoint link is that should be readily accessible by all public entities without restrictions. So if you guys have been clicking on some of the links and had issues opening those links because of licensure and stuff, most likely it was an issue with the link itself and not this one. This one should be good to go from any computer. And this is the project manual that you should be setting up. Again, like I stated before, welcome, sir. There's a cost on this up here if you'd like to appreciate it. So if there will be one addendum added to this project that we're anticipating, we identified that there were perhaps a couple of light fixtures to a low degree and maybe a couple of other items, but just here in a second, I want to pass it over to Mr. Andrew Archibek, who's on the line. He's with Hartman and Majowski Design. He's been the center point of designing this fire station. We've been taking about 9 months to get it, and he's the reason why we have it to this point. So I'll just go ahead and hand it over to Andrew so we can kind of conscious of his time. General itinerary for what we'll do. We'll have a little presentation. We'll let Andrew give his presentation and his standpoint about accessing documents and so forth. We'll go through our project phase plan. I'll kind of let you know what our ideas are there and how the project should go. We'll have a Q&A session for just a few minutes, and we'll end the meeting today by going out to the site plan, which is just south of us next door. And we'll look at the site plan. We already have construction staging staked out, so you can get an idea of the lay of the land. Fair? So Andrew, if you don't mind taking it over from there, talk a little bit about the addendum that we are going to add to the link. And if you're able to add it there, if you haven't already, and basically your standpoint. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, Jason. So that addendum, it contains some of the information, like you said, about lighting, fixtures changing, and some of the other information that's in that addendum is some of the shower fixtures is turning to an emergency shower in the apparatus bay there in the decon room. So look out for that. A bit of reconfiguration in the restrooms for the bunker quarters for the workers. And yep, so just an overview of the project. It's like you said, it was a pre-engineered metal building with an administration portion and then a a warm-up kitchen and a residential side where the bunk rooms are, and a training room in the back. We've been working with a provider on acquiring all of the parts and pieces for the pre-engineered metal building, so it is an assembled kit. And so all of those elements should be in procurement. Other than that, Jason, is there anything else you want me to touch on? Some of the site features that we talked about with NOAA. There's going to be some swales on site and some removal of trees and new irrigation, new landscaping.
The couple of questions that have come up already is whether fencing was included in the architectural plan, how much landscaping was included in the architectural plan, and if expected for that to be included. Our position is if it's on the plan, it's expected to be in there. The only exception would be furnishing. We don't expect any furnishings to be in the bid. So I think that's a good start for us now. Let me just go ahead and take over with our project plan. I'll start at the beginning of this. So the project planning and design is complete. Andrew Archibek here and Hartman and Majewski Design Group is who were helping us out through that. Who was just speaking, excuse me. Being a procurement, we haven't hit final contract with the pre-engineered metal building kit yet. We're just waiting for a couple things to come back from the lawyers to make sure that our contract is good. We won't be making any changes to the PEMB. It's finalized, design is done. We have some preliminary shop drawings that are complete, but we don't have the officials until we give them some payment, understandably. But we expect that to be done within the next couple of days. Again, we're just waiting for that lawyer to finish up those documents. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Sorry.
Civil construction, we got a couple of questions about this. We have decided to do all the majority of the civil construction here. Kurt Epler is our public works person. He has all the equipment to do that. So he's gonna do all the over excavation on the pad site, and he's gonna make it, bring it up to design specs up to what was written in the architectural plan. So he's gonna do the over excavation, the backfilling. He's gonna bring the water and sewer up to within 5 feet of the corner of the building where it enters the building. And then over excavation, compaction, engineer feel, etc. Any questions about that phase?
Did the village already do geotech?
So we did geotechnical survey, we did, and we will do a pre-construction, pre-assembly geotech inspection as well after we do the engineer field to make sure that it's proper specs. We've also had the site survey as well, and have had extensive talks about bringing up the engineer field, the level of the building. Initially, they kind of wanted the pad site a little bit lower into the slat, or excuse me, into the dirt, and they elected to bring it up just a little bit so our final grade of our cement slab was high enough that we could get proper drainage. We worked pretty hard on that phase as well. So what we're asking you guys to bid on is essentially is the way that I looked at this. I have a GB 98, although I did residential construction primarily. So I kind of looked at this as how would I want this as a contractor? How would I want it delivered to me? It seemed to be some confusion about our approach to that, so I'll just simplify that. I looked at it as we want to give you, you're basically building the entire project, but we wanted to give you as much upfront as we possibly could. And that is the PEMB. It's going to come with all windows, all doors, interior and exterior doors. It's going to come with the garage doors, garage door openers, all the hardware that goes on the doors, all the insulation, and all of the vapor barrier. So we're going to get that delivered. Our plan is it's going to go into production phase. They're building it in Texas, and they're going to deliver it to our site and drop it off wherever the contractor decides to drop it, would be best to suit you. By that point, we can work with them. They've made the promise that we can phase our delivery so that you get the PEMB kit first, erect the building, so we're not delivering insulation 2 months ahead of time or something like that. So once the project is erected and we're dried in as far as the roof goes, if you want the insulation delivered 30 days later or something like that, we'll park it inside the bay or whatever the case may be. On site, when we do get the PEMB delivered here, the fire department, we're gonna, or village will put fencing around that material and do our best to secure it. We'll see if we have the need for security or something like that, but we haven't arranged for security to guard the PEMB if we're a little bit late. Any questions up to that point?
So you'll be doing all the dirt work first. We'll just be laying the slab and
Yes, sir. As we mentioned, I think right before you came in, we're gonna do all the over excavation, the engineer fill, compaction, and a follow-up soils compaction test for construction ready. We'll pay for that, and we'll have the same company come out and test the site, make sure it's good to go.
Copy that.
Yes, sir.
The list of what's included with that building there seems a little bit less than what you mentioned. Is there any way to, I'm assuming there'll be meeting minutes or something to include exactly what?
Yeah,
is
where do you see
included
that?
With all that sentence? Like now you threw in insulation and like interior, exterior doors to be specific and garage doors.
Yeah, I think we have it written in the RFP. This is just kind of my like guide, my presentation guide. This isn't really necessarily an official document. This is just something that I wanted to throw together. There was a summary of what we're doing, but we have all that information. I think it's actually in the planning set of what is coming with that. And then once we go under final contract with that, so yes, you know, and you can put it on record now, I'll say it again. We're gonna have the PEMB kit. We'll have the interior and exterior doors. We'll have the insulation and vapor barrier and all of the hardware for the interior and exterior doors and the garage doors and garage door openers. Moving forward, the interior and exterior completion, you know, of course, it's hard to write an all-encompassing list, but essentially what we're asking the contractor to bid on is to erect this building, have to do all the pre-slab foundation, all of the utilities, all of the trades, plumbing, electrical, all that. We're just asking the contractor to finish the building out through completion, through a CO. And that's gonna include everything else that's listed on the plan. So we are expecting, Andrew, are you able to elaborate a little bit on what fencing and what, if you can bring it up on your screen, we can let you in to share screen, what fencing and what, landscaping is expected? Because those are the questions that we have had so far. Andrew, are you there? Oh, Andrew jumped off. Okay. Let's see if we can bring the plan up. And we'll hope that my internet speed will allow me to do that. Yeah, I think what I'll do, instead of coming through the plan and wasting everybody's time, I don't want to get into the weeds with any one specific thing. We'll elaborate on what fencing is on that, and we'll produce that for everybody that's here today. We'll email you those expectations for what fencing is. Is that fair? Instead of jumping into that. One of the portions that was covered in the, let me get to another tab. Sorry. One of the project phase plans that was mentioned is project management. We have our project manager here in the village. His name is Rocky Lira. He's, if you see his name on that, we have a lot of other projects that are going on through the village with some planning of Liberty Square. So, you know, if you're not successful on the fire station build, we do have some other projects. I think the next one is probably the visitor center, but I'd like to introduce Rocky Lira and let him talk about any of those things.
Yeah. Hopefully, like you said, we are doing, in the middle of a lot of projects. We're also in the middle of a workforce housing project here between Alpine and Zeb's Diner. There'll be 30 homes erected up there for workforce folks working here in H-Bar. As you mentioned, the event center, you know, right now the tent, you might have seen it this summer. there was a tent there, and eventually we will have a permanent structure put up there, which may include even a new community center as well. Maybe a new police department, a lot of different things, so that project's underway. Those are two of the bigger projects. We also have some trails going on. We're building, extending a trail and also building our sports complex on the, north side of, Angel Fire. We have a field there where we have softball tournaments and stuff, but we're trying to build that up, to have proper lighting and better access to the high school. And maybe a trailhead facility and those kinds of things. So, but anyway, for this project here, I'll be the project manager for it. And so all changes and communication and those type of things will be done through me so that I can make sure that they're tracked and on schedule as we go through the project. Any questions on project manager?
So diving a little bit deeper into the site, we are right next door here. Just south of us, right now on the screen, we are Village Hall. We are in the Green Square. Just south of that, this is the pad site. And yeah, just south of us, one lot. And our current fire station, if you guys have ever seen that, is here on the North Angel Fire Road and Highway 434. The plat placement on that, it was a little bit of a design challenge to do a 13,000 square foot building on this size of a lot with all of our parking, et cetera. But we managed to do that. This is the design, the overall design for that. We're working with the PEMP manufacturer, Metacero is their name. And these are the design colors that we chose, METACERO. The floor plan, apparatus bays in the center. There are 3 14-foot doors, I believe, that are pull-through bays here and here. Those do have drains that are in the center of those bays. One of the unique features of a fire station that is not in every other building is that we do have air handlers or air exchangers that take exhaust fumes in and filter them and filter the air so that firefighters don't have to breathe those. And part of that stipulation means that we can't have open communication between the apparatus bays and the crew quarters. And so you'll notice some of those design features that are in there. This design back here, this is on the south side of the lot. This is designed as employee parking. We do not have egress that goes out to the back here to that road that's on that east side. But we'll have employee parking that is here. And the design was that this would be fenced off and there will be a gate here, an automatic gate with an opener here that allows, when the crews return to quarters, allows them to come in off of 434 and directly into the building. This site is not gated off. This site is not fenced off. It's just basically public access. So this is the north end of the building. The design is to have a community building, a community space that will backfill as an emergency operations center when needed. When there was the Calf Canyon Hermit's Peak fire here, they ended up turning one of our south fire stations, Fire Station 2, into a emergency operations center, and it really wasn't designed for that. So we wanted to make sure that we provide a space for that. This would be public entry use, basically. Our public entry here, this would be pretty much unlocked 24/7, 365. Yeah, this is a public restroom that'll be open all the time. One of the unique features that we have here is a bulletproof glass, kind of a reception window that's here. So if we have anybody that comes in the middle of the night or something like that, our crews don't necessarily have to face them face to face. If they pulled a weapon or a gun or something like that, it at least allows somebody to be able to come inside, out of the elements, ring a buzzer, and our crews can come up to that point and assess whether it's safe to go outside or meet them or not. One of the other unique design features of this is an examination room, because we are here in the mountains and we have a lot of snow and the canyon gets shut down. There's no mechanism in place right now for us to be able to hold a patient overnight. If we had somebody, we're kind of stuck. Like what we do, take it back to the fire station and put them in our bunk room. Like there's really nothing that we can do. So we'll have a medical examination room for walk-in patients. We get quite a bit of walk-in patients. And so we wanted an area to be able to treat them. And so that's what this examination room is for. This essentially here on this side of the building is just administrative areas. Chief's offices and administrative offices on this side, a couple of restrooms on this side, pretty straightforward. This room here is a go-between between the crew quarters area. Part of the state fire marshal's office requirement is that your crew quarters are separated away from administration and they don't have access to HR records and so forth. So that's why we kind of made a hard line of this north end of the building, the admin, function of the building, and for crews to be separated from that. The crews will have a go-between the exam room and the study when needed. And so they can always, I think we're planning, key card access is what we decided on for that, for all the doors, interior door spaces and so forth. So we'll need key card access control, type of thing, and that's all in the plan. This is the south end of the building. This is the crew quarters. This is on the other side. So we were just looking here in this area, the study and so forth. Large kitchen area, day room area, pretty straightforward. This fire station was designed and modeled after Albuquerque Fire Department Fire Station 9. So you can actually Google that, and I can even do that if you want, and get an aerial view of what that building looks like. But theirs is set up very similar to this. These are crew quarters with bunk rooms that are along this east side, a couple of men's and women's bathroom, hallway, of course, pretty straightforward. We left plenty of space for IT storage and mechanical storage on this end of the building. Another unique feature of this building is an exercise room at the very south end, and this will have an operating garage door style bay door that'll open to that south end. Lastly, to the bay area, this is our request for our design. Nothing on here is official because I think some of this has changed a little bit as far as the layout. I don't know that we have this many interior walls that are through this section. But this is just the general concept, electrical area, again, refer to the plan. But we have some riser rooms, some storage rooms. This is the vestibule that joins the bays to the next room over. Our biggest challenge for the design of this fire station is the pull-through ladder bay. Our ladder truck is pretty long, and right now it's kind of crammed into a small fire station, and we need to be able to pull that through. There's a lot of danger in backing that, especially with only 2 crew members. So we did a pull-through design on that, and then engine and rescue. Interior design, there's not a whole lot available as far as planning-wise about. It's, basically a fire station. It's kind of a commercial area, but those are some of the depictions of that. So as a status check into where we are on the project so far, we've done the plat survey, we've done the topographical survey, design and development. We got a phase 1 grant for this a couple of years ago. We paid for that design for that, so it's all paid for and good to go. The metal building structural design is 100% done as well. Finishes selection at the time that I wrote this was about 40% done, but we'll elaborate on that. The finishes selection after this last addendum that we just discussed, I believe is 100% done. So one question that we had about permitting is that this will be a fully CID permitted, and the contractor would be expected to permit it as such. But we've just cleared out all the zoning and permitting restrictions for the Village of Angel Fire. So we're good to go as far as we have a building permit and we have zoning changes that we had to make. There were some historical zoning covenants that were on that, and we voted to get those removed. They've been done. It's been voted through council, and we're clear to build a fire station on this one. We actually happen to have our planning and zoning director here too. You want to introduce yourself and say hi?
Rick Aguilar. Meet everybody.
So if you have any questions, it's good to put names with faces. That's pretty much the end of my presentation. What kind of questions you guys have for us?
Estimated project duration and the projected start and end time.
Yeah, that's a great question. My main concern with this build is that we have such a short building window, as you know, up here. We were trying to get all the over excavation done before the first thaw, but we weren't able to get that completed. So as soon as we get thawed out here, we're gonna start doing the over excavation. We have full commitment of Kurt Epler, our public works guy. And we need to get started in the spring, and we need to get as much done as we can before October. October is really kind of the threshold to build. You guys probably know more about that than I do, to be honest, but we're hoping that April through October is our building window typically. So we think that's a pretty reasonable timeframe to at least get the foundation done, get the building erected, start on interior, build outs.
Basically be dried in by October and then do all the interior stuff.
Yes, sir. I'm kind of hoping it will be much further than just right in, but yes, sir. You know, if we're kind of leaving it to you and open to interpretation about, you know, if you feel like it's reasonable to finish the building off by October in that kind of timeline, given that, you know, the PEMB is kind of already done, you know, that's gonna be kind of open to you guys. There is another feature I didn't talk about. There is a heated element on the north and south side of the bay. There's kind of a large landing pad where the vehicles pull out, where it's gonna be heated. Don't quote me on this. I think it's electrical. So there's gonna be an electrical control panel, I believe, that kind of controls that system to thaw out our landing pads. As you guys know, on the north side of a building, like it's impossible to get any thaw out from anything here, so we included that. So, yeah. What are the questions?
Okay, so my estimator can make, but I need to ask these questions, so this is where she's up.
So just full disclosure, I think your estimator sent a list. Andrew Archibek is our design guy.
Okay,
He's my subject matter expert. I'll do the best that I can. But if you don't have them, then Sherry, if you don't mind writing the questions
I don't
down.
have the list.
Okay, awesome.
I can just give it to you guys, or do you need me to ask?
No, let's go ahead and ask them now that everybody's here and they have the same
Okay,
question.
so she's asking, please provide all attachments stated in the FRP.
And that is our plan, and, you know, we discussed that at the beginning of the meeting, the last one being the addendum.
Okay, gotcha. So then please provide building manufacturer drawing and specifications with loads and foundation design.
Yeah, those shop drawings, we have the preliminary shop drawings. I want to say that you guys might know better than I, but there are some shop drawings included in the architectural plan. But as soon as we get finalized shop drawings from the manufacturer, the official ones, then they will be available to everyone. And they'll be up on the website like we access this, so that everybody has the same page.
Okay, so, and then please provide a bid form. Do we have that?
Julie?
A bid form? I don't have a bid form.
That was
The
gonna be my
RFP
question as well.
The RFP, I have I brought some copies of attachments. So the acknowledgement form, transmittal form, copy of the, sample contract, references form, the what references questionnaire, campaign contribution questionnaire. Your RFP is, you're gonna go through the categories that listed in the RFP, and you're gonna answer to those questions in that category of the RFP. You're just formulating your response to the RFP. And everybody take note, we've had some questions about extending the deadline of this RFP. So discussing with the chief and the project director, we have extended the deadline to 2:00, January 14th, which is a Wednesday. RFPs will be due by then. 2:00, January 14th, it's a Wednesday. There is no FedEx or UPS next day service. It still takes 2 days to get up here. So if you have any questions on that, I'll be happy to help you out.
One of the contractors brought up a concern that it's difficult to get vendors to respond within the holiday period. We're losing 2 weeks, and having it due on the 29th is a valid concern. It's pretty difficult to do that, having the previous week being Christmas. So we extended it 2 weeks. Yes, sir.
Okay, there's, actual, sub-listing form also, sub-listing form.
I don't have a form for that.
Okay,
Yeah, we don't have a service.
okay.
Just list your subcontractors, licenses, and years experience.
And then please provide an engineer's estimate so that we can order a bid bond and know the subcontractor's listing threshold.
I don't know how to respond to that. I'll have to, if I'll take that question in, if you'll just give me what you have here. I think it may be in an email form too.
Okay, I'm sure she
I
did.
can't articulate that.
Okay, and then, she also said, please provide a lighting fixture schedule. I guess there's not one.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's part of that addendum that we've discussed. Just kind of going back to the previous question, with the engineers' expectations and so forth. The engineers were involved in the creation of the building from design from A to Z. And so I know there is a lot of those engineering concerns and stuff addressed within the plan, but if there's something that you can't answer specifically, we'll do our best.
And then, clarify filter, which I think you guys did clarify that, then you would compact it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, should be pad ready.
Okay, so that was the only question.
I'm ready with water and sewer to the building code. But no provisions made for electrical or any other utilities.
Okay, that's all our questions she had.
Did I forget anything, guys? Do you have anything to jump in?
I don't think so, just,
Good.
communicated the change date. On the, so also because we pushed back the date to January 14th, you'll have an additional 2 weeks to turn in the, like, reference questionnaires, acknowledgement form, transmittal letter. It's gonna say, oh, it's gotta be due by the 11th. Well, that's tomorrow, so you'll get another 2 weeks, added on to that. I just didn't reprint out forms.
The thing that we've tried to juggle here is I'm trying to make it easy for you guys to bid. We're not trying to set any roadblocks up or road barriers up for you guys. We're trying to work with you the best that we can. We want as many bids as we can, obviously. So we're working real hard to juggle that and government procurement at the same time. And some of those things that we have in there, they're just in there because we have to have them in there. So a lot of the forms that we're talking about. So we're just putting our best foot forward and trying to give you all the information we have and try to work with you so we get the fire station built.
And depending on how many proposals we receive, the proposal due date, once again, is the 14th at 2:00. It'll go immediately to the evaluation committee. And then depending on how many they receive, it could take them a week, 2 weeks to grade those, evaluate those. Once they make a recommendation, it'll go to council and they will recommend to council. And then it'll be up to council whether or not they want to proceed with that recommendation from the evaluation committee. And then we just process on, and then it'll go to legal and we'll go over the contracts. But that's our process.
So if you guys don't object, we'll just kind of all gather up and meet up and walk next door. We'll just walk the building site so you can kind of wrap your head around the building site. And then we'll open this back up here. If you guys want to take a look through the hard copy plans that we have available here, you can look through them and we'll try to answer questions the best we can. And I'll hang out as long as I can to try to help with whatever questions you have.
Chief, there may be questions online. It looks like there's 3 with hands raised.
Okay, thank you. NB, let's start with you. What questions do you have?
I'm assuming that's me. I think Patrick was first, but quick question regarding any inquiries of the building. Are they going to be directed to Angel Fire and then to Metacero, or do we need to exchange some contact information regarding if any of the builders here do have questions on the PEMB side of things?
Yes, they'll all be routed through the Village of Angel Fire. Rocky Lira and myself can help filter some of those. If we know the response, we'll give it to you. If we have to research it ourselves, we'll do that and give it to you. And if we have to pass you on for specific questions for engineering that we can answer, then we'll probably do a 3-way meeting so that we know what information is exchanged, so it's fair for everybody.
Okay, thank you.
MS.
Good morning. A couple quick questions. This is Megan with SDB Construction. Number one, is the bid opening going to be a public opening?
Yes.
Okay.
Just the opening itself, and we'll review to make sure all required documents are included, and then it'll go to the evaluation committee.
Okay. Is this pre-bid meeting a mandatory meeting?
It was, I did say it was mandatory, yes.
Okay. Who are RFIs to be sent to?
Say that again, please.
Request for information.
Who are RFIs to be sent to? Who are we to send RFIs to? Addressed to?
Jason Vance, Rocky Lira, or myself. If it's a procurement question, you can send it to me, Julie Callahan, jcallahan@angelfirenm.gov. If it's a technical question, you can send it to Chief Vance or Rocky Lira, and they will copy me so we can make sure the questions are disseminated to everyone and the answers are disseminated to everyone.
Okay. Do we have your contact information? I've seen Jason's and Rocky's. Is your contact information somewhere in the documents?
It's the first initial last name, so it's JKULHAN @angelfirenm.gov.
Okay, again, JKUL
HAN @angelfirenm.gov.
Okay, I'll just send in a question and maybe you can, because I think with just the sound, I'm not understanding what you're saying. And then also, Who is the PEMB building manufacturer?
Metacero,
Metacero, Metacero.
I'll submit, and just to, as typical, all questions need to be submitted to you guys in order to share all responses to everybody who's bidding,
yes.
correct?
From this point forward, yes.
And will you be releasing a list of attendees from today's meeting?
List of it.
We can, it's not standard practice, but yeah, we can.
Okay, I'll send that question in as well. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions from people?
We got one more. I think.
Got one more.
Sorry, PS, go ahead.
Yeah, Patrick Sanchez, STV Construction as well. So you'd mentioned, I've been through this whole thing, and you had mentioned you had some of the project documents there, but they're not listed anywhere or accessible anywhere. Is there a proposal piece that's going with this? I mean, do we need to put that in the RFI?
All our documents are on our website, angelfirenm.gov. Under RFPs, we have a link to their plan set, and addendums
Yeah.
will also be added on there. So they're the
Okay,
same
but-
plans that we have here.
Okay, but there's listed project documents, like you were saying, the campaign contribution and all of that stuff, the bid forms. Those I cannot find anywhere on your guys' website.
They were added yesterday, Monday.
Oh, okay.
Or, I'm sorry, Monday, they were added, I believe, Shay Tiblish added them on. So I have if you send me an email, I'll be happy to send them to you. The acknowledgement form, transmittal letter, I'll be happy to send those to you individually, but they are on our website.
We'll
Okay, I'll go back and look on the website.
We'll build a
Yeah,
little
Matthew.
email, RFP respondents, the people who attended this meeting, and all the questions and answers that we get as a result of this meeting, we'll send it out to the group.
Thank you.
There is, I don't know if you heard earlier on, Patrick, that there is one addendum that we haven't been able to upload yet because of technical issues, but we're
Right.
working on that today. Should be done by the close of business today.
I heard that. The other question I had was, has a wage decision already been pulled for this project?
A wage decision, I believe I did, yes, like a couple weeks ago, yes. I will double check with it, but I believe I did.
Okay, perfect. That's all I got.
For everyone who is online, would you mind entering your email into the chat so that we have a record of who attended online? Information, contact person, phone number, and email, please, in the group chat. I don't know if you could pull the chat up.
There it is.
Hey, Nilesh, I didn't see that you were on the call. Are you still on the call?
Yeah, I was the NMB. That was
Maybe I
myself.
didn't see, welcome. Nilesh is representing Metacero Building Manufacturers. If you guys have any general questions for him now, technical questions, we can refer to him. Again, please include us on all communications with that. We'll filter them and give them to Nilesh. But Nilesh, did you attend the entire meeting? Do you have
Yes,
anything to add?
yes.
Do you have anything to add?
You know, as far as as you mentioned, it's not finalized yet, but for the design for the most part is 99% there. There's a couple of changes that we'll be talking about, a little bit of additions that Paul has also configured in, but for the most part, you know, the designs as on the website, I would assume are going to be pretty close to final, but if you have any questions, feel free to feed them through the City of Angel Fire, and we'll go ahead and get our answers back to you as soon as we can. The other thing I did want to mention, as far as the schedule you had mentioned earlier, Chief Vance,
Yes, sir.
we'll be working with the logistics and the, logic, let's just put it that way, as to how to go ahead and get that timed out properly as the weather and other conditions are applied to the project. So we'll be working to make this a very efficient, at least delivery from whatever we are responsible for.
What
I
are you
did take-
anticipating as lead time for the building?
I'll address that. We have been working off the assumption of a May 1 delivery or thereabouts. But we'll know more. We have about a 4.5 month lead time. Is that accurate, Nilesh?
Paul, what do you think about that? I know Paul's on the line as well. As far as the backlog. But I think a little less than that, frankly.
Okay.
Yeah, hi, this is Paul. May 1 would be fine. I mean, that's plenty of time. Plenty of time to run through approval process and then release for production.
Please.
Small site plans, just in case we have questions.
Sure.
Left anyway.
Some of these names.
I know.
Luke. Big yeah, I'll take care of this.
You will?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean,
Yes, it is.
it's overwhelming to think that they would feel based on the documents,
Yeah.
all the specifics. I mean,